Hello beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back. So today is part 3 of ugly eyeshadow palettes. Obviously, because this is part 3, I've already done 2, I'll leave them linked down below. But today we're talking about eyeshadow palettes I find aesthetically not it. Like, no, she's not for me. I don't like how it looks. And today I'm just gonna rag on it. Now, it's not mean I hate any of these brands. I don't hate any of these brands, I don't think. It just means these things aesthetically do not please me, and I don't agree with how they look, and I'm gonna tell you how I would change them as well as like just rag on it, honestly. It's okay if we complain about stuff here on the internet. If you guys know any ugly eyeshadow palettes you think are ugly and I did not mention in parts 1 or 2 or in this one, be sure to leave it down below because I like talking about these things and I don't really know why, but let's go ahead and get started. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. It does help me out, and I'll just I gotta get into it. Okay, I got a couple. I got 8 to talk about today. Even though we're talking about non-aesthetically pleasing things today, look at my new candles for my brand, The Open Crypt. That is so aesthetically pleasing, and they smell good, and they're gray. Oh my god. So everybody's like, do they smell like ghosts? No, they don't smell like ghosts. They get rid of the ghosts of your house, the bad smells ghosts. You know? I just thought it was really pretty. So aesthetically pleasing thing, let's talk about non-aesthetically pleasing things. So first thing, because Easter was recently, this is from Revolution Beauty, so Makeup Revolution. This is the I Heart Revolution Licorice Bunny Eyeshadow. They have these in different things. I just happened to screenshot the licorice one, but this is a bunny shaped palette. So they do this a lot. Makeup Revolution does a lot of these like, what do you say, like weirdly shaped palettes. This one to me is just a weird bunny shape with eggs inside for some reason. Like, I get Easter bunnies, eggs, I got that, I understand. I'm just saying it's weird, and the layout drives me absolutely insane, and they all look like shimmers anyways, so the colors are weird to me. For a cohesive look, it's not it. You're honestly buying it because you think it's cute, I think, but the bunny packaging looks cute, and then you open it up and there's like weird egg shapes in there randomly. It doesn't seem practical. It's very oddly placed, and it kind of reminds me of bunny organs. It's kind of like, you know, it's like Operation, but for a bunny, like an Easter bunny. So you're like, oh, let's take out his heart. It just happens to be egg-shaped. That's what this makes me think of. I don't know why, and I don't like it. Okay, next up, another Revolution side brand that looks, I thought was I Heart Revolution. This one is XX Revolution. One of you guys sent this to me after my last video, and I screenshot it, and it's still very displeasing to me. So this is the XX Shadow Palette Explicit 8.1 ml. Do not demonetize me, YouTube, for saying that. It's the name of the palette. But this is just a lot, and a lot of randoms. There's a lot of pinks and like browns in here, but overall this is just too many options for me. I would never get a use out of this many shadows, and the fact that the middle row are just really big pans, they don't look like they have a purpose. Like, is it face stuff in the middle pans, or are they just big staple shades? I don't know, because I look at the big pans and I'm like, I see several of these very, very close shades in the rest of the palette. It's just overwhelming and not it. Don't like. The other one that one of you guys sent me is from Beauty Bay. And again, what is this? It is the Unicorn Cosmetics Wicked Eyeshadow Palette. It has 2 rows of normal shades and then 2 rows in the middle that don't even go to the edges of the pans or edges of the palettes that are double pans, like the little split pan things. I don't like it. I just don't understand. Like, it doesn't make sense to me why the fact that you have to split each pan shade in the middle. It just doesn't make sense. If you need to make more shadows, make them smaller pan sizes, because the 2 rows on the ends there are huge, or just hear me out and make a bigger palette. It's weird to have the little split shades. The Balm is the only other brand I know has a split shade stuffs other than the Christy Leanne palette, the Kaleidoscope palette from Urban Decay. Who does split pan things? I don't like it. I just don't understand. Make it its own separate box. It deserves its own special box. Also, when you're naming the shades, are these 2 different shades, 2 different names, or you just name each block something? You know, I don't understand. Also, I did hear my accent time. Most of the time I don't hear it. I only have an accent when I get flustered. Like, sometimes Cortland will annoy me on purpose, and then he'll just like, I love that accent. And I'm like, stop annoying me on purpose. It's so annoying. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Now, I talked about this in an Unfiltered Opinions video, and I was like, I'm screenshotting this for my next ugly palette video. So here it is, you guys. It is the new Sephora collection in collaboration with Coach. Now, this is keychain eyeshadow palettes. So there's a shark, there's a pony, and there's a dinosaur, and they're little eyeshadow palettes that come on a freaking keychain, which doesn't, because your keychain's always smacking stuff, right? powder doesn't seem like it should be smacking stuff. It's gonna break. It just seems like a hazard. And then like the artwork's okay. I don't even think it's especially cute or anything. But you're just fitting random eyeshadow shades into this really weird shape. It's not cohesive. It's not pretty. Nothing about this makes sense to me. And it's overpriced, of course. So no thank you on that one. I'm good on that. Why are they in keychains? I mean, the packaging's cute. Honestly, from the Sephora and Coach collection, that brush set looks like everything, even though it's really expensive. Like the little brush stand and everything. I do not understand these keychain eyeshadow palettes. Like, what is the point of that? You're trying to be innovative? Because you're not. You're not. Next up, I actually got this in an email because I signed up for Tarte's email list, even though I don't think I've ever bought anything from Tarte's site directly that I know of. I don't know. But this is the Sugar Rush, which is like the cutesy brand for Tarte. It is the Positive Vibes palette. So it's 20 everyday wearable matte and metallic finishes. This palette is so ugly to me. Like, this Positive Vibes palette gives me nothing but negative energy because, first of all, half the shades look like duplicates. Like, they look like exactly the same shade that's already in there. There's one colorful shade in there, which is a green, and on like a little side sliver. It's not even like in there. It's weird. And then like the little diamonds, and they're facing different directions and stuff. It's like kind of like a kaleidoscope moment. I don't understand. And they're different sizes and they're different directions, and it's just weird. And the palette's not even rectangular like a normal palette. It's like a hexagon, which is odd, and I don't like it. Tarte has good eyeshadows though. Like, I'll give them that. They're not like the most fantastic, spectacular, amazing eyeshadows in the world by any means, but they're good, and I really like their Tarte Lit and Bloom palette. But I'm gonna rag on another Tarte palette that I do not like the aesthetics of either. So this is the Tarte Buried Treasure Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette. This, you guys, there's different iterations of this, it looks like, from what I saw on Google when I Googled this palette, because I Googled ugly eyeshadow palette, scrolled a long ways down and saw this, and I was like, y'all know it. But the Buried Treasure Rainforest of the Sea palette, it looks like you took oil drops and just bloop, bloop, bloop on top of each other, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I know it's like a rainforest of the sea, maybe it's like rain puddle kind of deal. I don't enjoy this. It looks like they're all smushed on top of each other. I know they're technically, the pan sizes are cut out around the other shadows, right? They're not stacking eyeshadows on top of each other because that'd be stupid. But that's what I feel. I feel like they're stacking shadows on top of each other. And why do I need a half circle or a circle that's almost complete but another one ran into it? It aesthetically is very displeasing to me. And also the colors are like, meh. So I'm like, they're different sizes. They're not full circles. They're all smushed together. And it does seem like an oil dropper situation. Or like you're dyeing food coloring into like a cake batter and you didn't mix it up yet. That's what I'm getting from this, and I don't like it. That's my whole video. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so this is the palette that was in TJ Maxx at one point, and I did actually want, like, I really wanted this palette. But honestly, I wanted it for the cover art because the cover art was cutesy and fun, but looking at the inside of the palette, it's very displeasing. I can't tell you why I wanted it. I never bought it because I didn't want it that bad. But it is the Too Faced Then and Now eyeshadow palettes. They had like a 10-year anniversary, I think it was. And they had like their original old shades and like a revamped version of them for like their now version. So the Then and Now palette. The cover art in this is super, super pretty. I think it's super fun. It's very kish. I like it a lot, but I don't like the inside because all the row of rounds, all the row of squares underneath, and then the last shades on both of them are split pans, which again, I don't like split pans. It doesn't make sense. The shades colors are different, so they look like they're supposed to be slightly correlating, like there's pink on top of pink, a purple on top of purple, a blue on top of blue, then you have like a really different shade and then a dark green, and like the yellow, and then you have like an orange underneath, so they don't always line up, which is very displeasing to me. And then the fact the split shade on the bottom, like the last row, I don't like. And the fact that they're not all they're all circles and they're all squares is just really weird, and they're very spaced out. And this palette was enormous, and I don't like giant palettes. It's like a really, really long palette as far as size goes, and it's like a lot of wasted space on the inside. Like, these could have been like smushed together a lot more, and I just don't know why they weren't. Why you need this big bulky thing? Pretty sure this couldn't have sold well. I mean, if it was in TJ Maxx, it clearly didn't sell the best. And lastly, you guys, this is probably the most people actually like this palette, okay? And I would buy this. It's not like I hate this, I just don't like it. Okay, I probably wouldn't buy it unless it was on sale. But people like this palette, and I love this brand, so I'm not hating on the brand again. But this is very displeasing to me, and it is the Burger palette from Glamlite. Glamlite has amazing shadows. Their quality is fantastic. They have great pigmentation, especially for the price, and I love their food themes. Like, I didn't get it at first, but now I'm here for the fun aspects of it. But their burger palette, the fact that it is a round burger, which they do round shapes. I've had their donut palette. It's just the fact that they slapped all the shadows on top of a square piece of cheese and a round palette drives me insane, you guys. The fact that this is a round palette, they stuck a square in the middle of it and said, "You're going on cheese, shadows," and then did it is not the most satisfying thing in the world. Yes, square piece of cheese, get on top of burgers. I totally get it. I'm not fighting their logic. I'm fighting the fact that I just don't aesthetically like the fact that they slammed a square with shadows on it in the middle of a palette at all. Like, I don't know, it could have been done better. They have other palettes that are food themed that are so much cuter, but this one's not it for me, you guys. I just don't like it. Something about the fact that all the shadows are like on this crisp little border of cheese and there's extra palette space being wasted bothers me. So I don't like this one, but the palette colors are fun. Like, I love greens, I love yellows, I love orange shadows. So this color scheme does appeal to me, which is why I would buy it if it was on sale. Not for the $40 price though, because it's just very aesthetically unpleasing to me. But like, the colors are very fun, but you had to slap it on a piece of cheese. Anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. I know I kind of flew through this, but like, I just wanted to complain a little bit. I feel like I'm allowed to. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do any of these palettes bother you the way they bother me aesthetically? Because I'm all about the overall aesthetic of everything, and that just was not it. But thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.